We are sitting with the queen herself, Mara Brock Akil. And in my Yoruba culture, Nigerian, you do not show up to talk to a queen without an offering.
Oh my goodness.
Also in my Nigerian culture, we are scammers. I took that from the green room. She already has one of those.
We've been authentic.
Yeah, we've been real authentic. Miss Akil, it is the
Thank you.
It is the 23rd annual Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival. As a woman of color and a creator of color with such a legacy of your own, what does it mean to be a part of this year's film festival?
I think our greatest gift is community. I think the community allows us to be our individual selves and elevate us and see us and shine a light on who we are. And but how can you see yourself if not reflected back? And so I believe that this festival and what Stephanie and Floyd have done and created space for us to gather and see ourselves and celebrate ourselves, to be in joy about our stories, about the ability to actually experience it together, is everything.
Wow. We could end right there, but we're not going to.
We're not going to?
Well, no, because
there's more gifts.
The gift is you, and the gift is what you've been giving. From Girlfriends now to Forever, you have been depicting us on screen in spaces that we aren't always allowed to. How did you figure out those are the stories that you wanted to tell?
The three pillars of my life, their names are Helen Fulmore, Joan Fulmore, and Veretta Dent. That's my grandmother, my mother, and my aunt. And they told me who I was. They helped put the boundaries around me to start figuring out that I know we use this term a lot, I am enough. From that place of value, they have put me in communities that kept reflecting that back. It also allowed me to hear who I was. And I found out early on that I was a writer, and that was supported. I was supported financially, was encouraged, and those three women helped me to see who I am. And in that space, I could, when you know yourself, then you can outpour from that place. And I only wanted to talk about, if I can see my own value, I can see our value. And I only wanted a place to do that, and it was through my pen. And I've been thankful to be able to be steady in knowing how beautiful our images are, how beautiful our stories are, how we belong, and the biggest, if Netflix is the biggest, that's where we belong. And I feel like just as though they've made space for me, I think through my gift, I want to make space for us.
That space, that gift, that beauty, we don't see Black love stories depicted very often. It's always how we persevere through trials and tribulations, or it's some historical, depiction where we're coming through, slavery or something oppressive. But with Forever, it's love. There's this Romeo and Juliet aspect. There's the Hatfields and the McCoy. There's so many beautiful elements to it. Can you talk about how you brought that to the screen?
Well, one thing I want to say is you're right. I think that there are sometimes our stories get locked in a certain narrative, but I want to say consistently I've only talked about love. I talked about it in a myriad of ways. Love is not just romantic. Just like Forever is depicted, is a layered portrait of all varied type of love. That I think the best love, romantic love, is born out of familial love that is healthy and safe and nurturing, even in its problems, right? How do you sort through problems? But I've been talking about love since Girlfriends. I actually been talking about love and had the privilege of talking about it early on in my earliest career when I was a staff writer on South Central and Moesha. So I've only been painting portraits of love. And so I just want to make that note but it is difficult because sometimes the trauma and the pain seems to sometimes get more eyeballs. It's kind of like, it's akin to most people drive safely, but we all pay attention to the accident. Mm-hmm. And so how can I create narrative that is engaging and entertaining, that keeps the attention of the audience? I'm very thankful to be able to do it, but it is very challenging. I think it's a conversation or a question I would ask back for the audience. And I think in this case of Forever, for sure, we have spoken up. I think the audience, they showed up and showed out. I think people said that they're on their 8th watch. It's just turned August. It came out in May. I'm like, wow, that's blowing my heart wide open how much we want it. They want more of it. Our audience wants it. And I think when they show up, it helps us to maybe tell more of those stories. I think when you say, I guess, how do I answer that question? We want love, but is it crafted at a level that people want to show up? And that is what is also important. And I'm very thankful to the community of storytellers. My cast and crew is amazing. These are storytellers who love their craft and are giving their heart and soul in every performance and every execution of their ability to tell story through their lens or through their lane. And so I'm just really happy that my vision of this, or my body of work, or more specifically Forever, has allowed to attract their level of talent that can lend their voice to uplift this project so that it will resonate to the audience, to show up and show how much it's valued. Because that is the formula in terms of more. If we want more of this,
we got to ask for it. We got to watch it. We have to support it.
We do. And we've got to watch the things that excite us if we want more of it. I think, our time now is being measured by an algorithm. There's metrics. There's are you showing up for this, or are we showing up for, the fun? And this is not to disparage, the fun stuff. I think this is fun too, but what I'm saying,
the fluff or the stuff
fluff. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. You said it. He said it. The stuff that lacks a little depth. Can we over-index on the things that give us this sort of a beautiful reflection of who we are? And I think we'll get more of that.
You've been painting beautiful reflections of who we are. You spoke about love. Moesha, there was family, girlfriends, it was friendship. Here with Forever, there's that romantic love. The theme of this year's African American Film Festival at Martha's Vineyard is joy. And I've heard the joy in your voice when you spoke about your grandmother, your mother, and your aunt. I hear the joy in your voice where you talk about your past projects. It's like you've got this legacy and this present. But what's going to bring the Queen, Mara Brock Akil, joy for the future?
My children's ability to go after their dreams, stumble and fall, get back up, stay the course, that brings me joy. To know that we have parented our children to chart their own path. And that brings me joy to give me more space to go do what I want to do, do more of what I'm here to do. Knowing that my children are of sound mind and body and have a focus just leaves room for all the other dreams inside of me. And I think what brings me joy now is not only to tell my own stories, but be able to do what Helen, Joan, and Veretta taught me how to do, which is lift as I climb. And one of the things I can't wait to do is to see a story that comes out of my writer's colony, which is a residency that I started 4 years ago, to help develop the voice of the next of today and tomorrow. And it would bring me tremendous joy to see one of those stories made and the community that we have built come around it to watch and see how the sausage is made, and they get to learn and celebrate someone else's story, making it, making it into the world, that would bring me. I know I'm excited about mine, but I know when that first story breaks out of Writers Colony, I'm so curious probably about the tears I think I will shed. And so I'm getting emotional about it now because the Writers Colony was a God whisper. It's very easy. It's a lot of hard, intentional work to do what I do, but to take on the Writers Colony, I feel like I was called to do it and to deliver that outside of my own stories, but for what God has led me to do, I think that will, I don't know, probably cry a river of joy, of joy, of joy.
Miss Akil, you are a queen, you are a creator, but more importantly, you are a champion of others. Thank you for your work, and thank you for joining us at the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival.
Thank you. You have such great energy. I really appreciate you pouring that into me and into this moment.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.